In today's video, I'm going to talk about the top 10 clamps that I use in my shop. I know some of you have been chomping at the bit to put clamps into the tool videos that I've been doing, and I'm happy to say that time has arrived. This video is completely dedicated to clamps. Number 1. Quick grip clamps. I hardly ever use the big ones because they're just too heavy, end up tipping over the workpiece that I'm working on. I tend to use the medium-sized quick grip clamps. They're a little more practical, definitely quite a bit lighter. Even more so, I use the small ones. 30 bucks for a pack of 4 is what I got. I've had some of these for over a decade and they don't break. The bar is thin enough to get through the 3/4 inch dog holes in my bench, so I use these for surface clamping a lot of the time. Conveniently, these pop off. These can be up to $75 for a large, all the way down to $15 for the small ones. You can incorporate these into jigs really easily because of their size. What I like about these is there are a multitude of ways that you can incorporate them into your workspace. I added 2 that are dedicated to my workbench. They're larger ones with shorter rods. This is my bench vise system. Basically, it's a ledge that's made of oak. It's a backing board made of maple, and what I've done is I've drilled a hole through both the maple and the oak. I've placed the rod through the hole, and under the workbench you will see where it's attached on the other end. I removed the plastic end piece. There are already holes drilled through the other end of the rod. I've used metal casters and I've taken off the wheels. I've placed a bolt through there to secure it to the caster, and the caster is secured to the underside of the workbench. This makes it a really great bench clamping system in place of using a traditional woodworking vise. Number 2 on my list are the Bessie pipe clamps. I've got a few of these on long steel pipes. You buy a set of these, the tops and the bottoms, and then you supply your own steel piping. In some cases, especially in my case where I had to make a custom size to do a large glue up of a butcher's block countertop, I needed really long pipes, so I had to get these threaded, and there was extra expense in getting the steel piping. Otherwise, you can get regular size steel piping at your home store and build your own to any size that you want. You can buy these for around $15 or $16 online. Sometimes they're a little more expensive in a hardware store or home store. Number 3 are my 3-foot Irwin bar clamps. These ones are clutch designs. You can slide them up and down the post and they'll lock in place, and then you micro adjust with the screw. They're not my favorite clamps. They're a little bit fussy sometimes, but I do end up using them a few times a year on glue ups. These clamps retail for around $28 a piece. This style clamp you will find on sale a little more often because they're not as popular. On the ends, you want to actually put a block of wood because they do tend to leave round marks in the wood. Number 4, the next ones on my list are these 4-way pressure clamps, also known as panel clamps. I did a special video last year on these kinds of clamps, but I used an older style in that video. This is a newer style clamp, much better design. It is much easier to actually set up your clamping in this style and then place your caul back on top. These are extraordinary clamps in that they give you even pressure on all 4 sides and you get a nice even glue up on your tabletops. I highly recommend these. You can pick them up on Amazon, but you do have to make your own cauls, so there's a bit of woodworking involved. I had to taper one end, and on the other end you actually notch out the wood so that you'll get nice even pressure on both sides. These are the Bighorn clamps that I purchased on Amazon, and they retail at $56. You can get other brands that are similar with the older style clamps, and those can be as low as $39. Number 5, the next set of clamps. Edge clamps, or otherwise known as guide clamps. This particular brand I don't think makes these anymore. You can find different brands that make the same style clamp easily online. What I've used these for is as cutting guides or for router guides or to complement any jigs that I happen to be making. They retail for around $70 each. Number 6. C-clamps. You'll never go wrong. You can use these for woodworking, you can use these for metalworking. These have come in really handy for jig making as well, as they last forever. You can get these at swap meets and garage sales quite easily. They're pretty common. They come in different sizes and have a multitude of uses. You can usually pick these up for around $10 a pair. Number 7 is the Veritas surface clamp. This is compatible with a 3/4 inch dog hole in your bench, as I'm typically using. These are easy to set into the table and in. These work really well. They are fantastic. They are very expensive at about $89.50 a piece. I bought these online at Lee Valley Tools, and that was probably about 7 years ago. Were they worth it? Well, everything is machined beautifully, perfectly, and you can't beat the quality of it. These are going to last forever. If you've got the $90 burning a hole in your pocket, this is not a bad way to spend it. Which brings me to number 8. These are the hold down clamps that are sold on Lee Valley Tools as well. These retail at $17 a piece, which is remarkably cheaper than what I just showed you with Veritas clamps. These are actually a smart design. They're plastic, so definitely not going to last quite as long as the Veritas clamps, but these hold downs will do the same job, and in fact they have a few features that the Veritas clamp does not have. At the top it has a pretty smart little cam clamp design, so that facilitates easy quick clamping once you've got it in the dog hole. And then you simply just twist it, adjust it for the thickness of your workpiece, put the clamp into position, and then lock it down with the cam clamp on the top, and it's not going anywhere. They work great for your 3/4 inch dog holes on your standard workbenches. The next one I have for you is the Kreg Automaxx right angle clamp. This allows you to easily right angle clamp when you're doing pocket joinery. I didn't think I'd need one of these before, and I can tell you that it does make your life quite a bit easier and the process go a lot faster. It retails for $43.99. Number 10, toggle clamps. These are used either on tracks or they're permanently mounted using screws. You can use it mounted into a jig, which is what I want to use it for. I bought 4 of them off of Amazon. They were about $12.99 each. That's the retail price. Very simple, very easy to add to your workbench. If you've got a track system on your workbench instead of dog holes, this kind of thing actually would work quite well. You can just put these in and take them out as you need them. There you have it, everyone. Those are my 10 clamps that I go to on a regular basis in my shop. You'll notice before you comment on this that I do not have any of the screw clamp variety. You think, being Scandinavian, that that would be the first clamp that I buy, and I certainly did get trained on those as a young woodworker, and I probably will buy some somewhere along the way. I've really become addicted to the convenience of these quick grip clamps. They're really easy to get into place and to work with. Clamps in general are not cheap. They usually are a little pricier than you would expect them to be. Again, depending what country, what province or state you live in. If you just do a search on YouTube, you'll find a ton of videos on how to build your own clamps with simple hardware and wood. If you know a machinist, buy them a case of beer and they might just make you some clamp hardware. Anyhow, as always, I welcome all comments regarding clamps. Again, the topic here is clamps, not other tools for this video. I will do hand tools in the next video and possibly safety equipment in a subsequent video. But let's stay within clamps for this one. In the comment section below, tell me what your go-to clamps are and why. If there's anything in my arsenal that you think I should add, let me know. As always, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching and have a great day.